We'll call this meeting to order, please. Roll call.
Mitchell, Musta,
I'm here.
Townsend,
Here.
Adams, here. Bush,
Here.
Diebold, here. Vaughn,
Here.
Potter,
Just in.
Taylor.
Here. Join us for our pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And no additions and deletions tonight. It's on the agenda, all right.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The agenda is approved. We have no employee recognition tonight, so we'll jump right into presentations. We have MSUE. Eric, welcome. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have a couple of celebrity guests with me today before I go into some of my stuff. So I believe we've met Kate King in the past, but Kate wanted to come and talk to us a little bit about the 4-H program and some of the things that we have going on with that. So, Kate?
Yes, I have some things for you all as well. If you want to take one. So I'm sending around a copy of my 4-H newsletter that has switched to going out weekly now because I'm bad at remembering everything I want to tell everyone because I have so much going on. So if you guys need your emails added to those, please let me know and I can do that. I've also got our flyer for National 4-H Week, which starts October 1st through the 7th. So we're very excited. We've tripled our numbers over the last year, hoping to quintuple them going into next year. We've got lots of clubs going on, lots of new volunteers. I packed my conference room last week with volunteers, so I'm very happy with the progress we've made over the last year. So I hope you guys are too.
And then my other celebrity guest who was identified as the new Jill, Bill Lindbergh, who you'll see in the report, but Bill.
Hello, yes, my name is Bill Lindbergh, MSU Extension Christmas Tree Educator. I just brought along an example document of some of the educational programming we put on. The goal is to help educate farmers here in Michigan how to grow Christmas trees and help them, if there's any pest problems they're having, those types of things. So Michigan is the 3rd largest Christmas tree producing state in the country, and a lot of Christmas tree producers are right here in the Wexford and Misaki counties. So thank you.
Thanks, Bill. And Bill's been putting out a lot of really awesome articles, so if you haven't attached that, we're really trying through our local extension branches to push those articles out, just the relevant topics and things like that, because we know how important it is in Wexford and Misaki counties. So hopefully if you're not getting that, please do. I'd encourage you to look into it. There's some really interesting stuff that he is generating. So with that, would you like for me to start? This is pretty hot off the press, so that's why it wasn't included in the packet, but our FY22 annual report for MSU Extension. Really happy to share it. I got goosebumps a little bit. It's really happy to see all the positive momentum I think that we've had going on over the last year. I know we're coming post-pandemic and there were the ups and downs with that. That most places experience, but as Kate shared, we're really gaining a lot of traction in terms of the 4-H and the youth involvement, and that's a really awesome feeling. And she's really been instrumental in that, and she's highlighted in the report as well. We continue to provide SNAP Ed, and Anna Kmark, who's also highlighted in this report. It's a little bit different format maybe than you've had in the past. So if you don't like it, tell me. If you do like it, we'll keep that up too, but continuing to provide SNAP Ed outreach and engagement. It was pretty cool. I got to go to the senior center and watch Anna in work, and it was just so cool. It's always so energizing when you get to see the people that are participating in the activities, and it makes all the numbers feel really real. So it was just a cool experience. In terms of our county partnerships, we have 28, and that's a continued area that we are trying to emphasize. Outreach and engagement, making sure that not only are we just providing the good services to the community, but the community has to know about us too, right? So getting out there, knocking on those doors, building those partnerships, building those relationships, and that's another area that we're continuing to focus on. As you can see, we've continued to provide support to a lot of the county residents, and hopefully that number will just continue to grow. And I think, obviously, being an academic institution, we really do try to connect with people on a multitude of different platforms. And so our social media outreach has been kind of one of those areas of focuses, being strategic about what we're posting, who we're connecting with, how frequently we're doing it, but then also tracking the analytics of what are some of the posts that are generating the most interest. So if it's Christmas tree or if it's babysitting, so that we can continue, because that's our feedback, essentially saying that our local audience is this is what they're interested in. And so as we've incorporated in there, we've continued to see a significantly increased number of views in terms of our content that's going out. So that's a 50,000 foot view of front page. Does anybody have any questions on any of that? All right. And then Erin Lazat, she is our pest management coordinator. She's housed in the office. She does a lot of different work locally, statewide, and nationally too. And so we're very fortunate to have that. I know when I come in the Wexford office, there's usually somebody bringing a bug in and she's got the microscope out and she's like, oh yeah, this is what it is. I'm like, that's awesome. Grew up on a farm, I had no idea what that was. But so Erin continues to do a lot of different things on a lot of different work, obviously locally, statewide, and nationally. Kara Lynch, Julie was mentioning a little bit earlier about some of our cooking classes. Kara Lynch is our educator that provides food and nutrition. We do a lot of canning, especially, we think about fall harvest and doing some of those food preservation. And she asked me to bring a flyer. So this will be coming out. We have this electronically too, but trying to incorporate teens into some of the different things we're doing. So they created, it's called Teen Chopped. And so they use different locally grown foods and things like that. And then they have a competition among teens. And so we're gonna push that out again. It's had pretty good success in the past. Tegan LaFear, she's our home buyer and financial aid assistant. She's actually housed in Harrison, but she does cover Wexford too. And so first-time home buyers, if people are confronted with foreclosure or mortgage, they need mortgage assistance, she actually has the credentials to contact, sometimes bypass, but then help them navigate through some of those difficult situations so that they can make informed choices on what works best for them in their situation. Obviously, Bill shared his update. So I think this is the first time that Bill's had the opportunity to be face-to-face over here, but we're very excited about the impact that Bill's having locally and really kind of helping. And Jill's been, I think, very instrumental in terms of helping kind of bridge some of those communication. I wouldn't necessarily gaps, but whenever you have a new face, it's, you have to establish those relationships, and we recognize that and we know that. And so we very much appreciate how Bill's been able to pick up where Jill left off in her retirement. Next is Nikki Schultz. I was just sharing earlier. She was recently named the new Alliance for Economic Success Executive Director. And she was going to be here today, but Caitlin from the chamber called her and said, hey, there's a really cool stakeholder meeting that might be beneficial for you. So she attended that, and she's going to come and formally introduce herself early in October, but we're very excited. Nikki's a local person, and I think is going to really do a good job in terms of connecting and engaging the business community, picking up where Lisa left off, but then, continuing to expand on some of those needs. And we talked a little bit about earlier, providing the SNAP-Ed education, and there's a pretty cool quote in there. Kate also provided some of that information about the 4-H programming that's happening. And Kate's here, so I want to put a little feather in her cap too. I think the outreach and engagement and the communication, the newsletter, I think everybody on the board here are getting those updates so that we can hopefully continue to share and keep building that traction for the kids. And then finally, we have Cora Akama, who at some point I'll probably bring over her. She's a dairy educator. She's actually housed in Mecosta County, but she does provide coverage to the dairy farmers. I know that industry is not quite as big in Wexford, but she's doing a lot of different things in terms of emergency management, emergency preparedness, which you would probably see being close to 131. So like if a trailer were to flip over that's hauling livestock, we actually have preparedness trailers and people that are trained through that team to talk about, do we need to corral the animals? Do we need to euthanize the animals? And then they work with the local fire and sheriff's department to help implement those plans. So a lot of cool things are happening on that front as well. I think there's going to be a lot more for that to come. Shooting sports, we continue. I know that's an area of interest. especially in Wexford and BOC counties. So we continue to invest our energy and our efforts in that, developing new clubs around shooting sports. And then thanks to Kate, and this is, I think, one of our things that we gained the most traction on in terms of Facebook views was the babysitting club. And so there's a pretty cool quote in there about I was able to babysit for the first time. So we have the youth that are generating some revenue, generating some income, and learning some of those, potentially life-saving skills, but how do we handle some of those difficult situations so that we can help out when we're in need. So there is my 3.5 minute update. I tried, I was watching. Any questions on that at all? No? Okay, awesome. Thank you. And then so next up, we have the FY24 MOA with the county. It's the standard MOA that we've had for a number of different years. We did ask for a 3% increase from last year. I did talk with Joe earlier, and I believe we are well within the means of the what is supported by the millage. And so happy to field any questions on the MOA as well. All right, awesome. Well, thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Board Chair.
Yes.
Just to support Commissioner Thiel there, J6 was not added to the actual agenda, and I make a motion to do so.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item J1, structural practice.
Motion to approve the board's construction and excavation quote for the services in the amount of $8,490 for a new customer water connection on the Cedar Creek water system.
Support. We have a motion and support. And questions, discussion? Roll call, please.
Townsend,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Thiebold,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Musta,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes, the motion passes 8-0. Agenda item J2, DHA district.
Motion to approve the amended Title 4-D Cooperative Reimbursement Program grant agreement between Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the County of Wexford for the period of October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2028, and authorize the chairman to sign on behalf of the county.
Support. We have a motion and support. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Adams,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Thiebold,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Musta,
Yes.
Townsend, Taylor.
Yes, the motion passes 8-0. Agenda item J3, energy assistance support letter.
Motion to approve the DTE Energy Assistance Support Letter and authorize the chairman to sign electronically on behalf of the county.
We have a motion and support. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Bush,
Yes.
Thiebold,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Musta,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes, motion passes 8-0. Agenda item J4, MSU agreement for services.
Motion to approve the agreement for extension services between Wexford County and MSU on behalf of MSUT for a period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024, and authorize the chairman to sign on behalf of the county.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Thiebold,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Musta,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes, the motion passes 8-0. Agenda item J5, Sheriff's Office PBT fund.
Motion to approve the purchase of PVT supplies, like Black Technologies, in the amount of $6,424, utilizing grant funds from the Northern Michigan Regional Entity Public Action.
Support. We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Musta,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Thiebold,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes, motion passes Agenda item J6, Revenue Office Agreement for Election Services.
Motion to approve the presented agreement for election services between Wexford County, Anthony County, or Township, Boone Township, Cedar Creek Township, Cherry Grove Township, Clan Lake Township, Colfax Township, Greenwood Township, Hanover Township, Herring Township, Henderson Township, Selma Township, Sligo Township, South Branch Township, Springville Township, Wexford Township, and the city of Cadillac to operate a joint early voting site and authorize the county clerk to sign on behalf of the county.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Potter,
Yes.
Musta,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Theobald,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes, the motion passes 8-0. That ends our agenda items. Administrator's report.
First, I want to say thank you to Eric and his group. They're doing a wonderful job out there, and we appreciate them. And yes, their contract is less than the millage is actually generating at this point, so they're not using any money out of the general fund. So that brings me into where Jamie and I are working, double checking numbers on the budget, getting those ready to get sent out to everybody so they can look at them. The first through the third, Jamie and I believe 3 commissioners are going to the MAC conference. There's a lot of stuff moving down there. I received word today that they're expecting movement on the bills that authorize the revenue sharing trust fund in the next couple weeks. There's some bills kind of to clarify some things with the veterans exemption and possibly reimbursement to the counties and the local units that maybe they've passed out of committee and maybe moving forward. So those are all things that we've been hoping for. So, but they haven't passed at this point, so we'll keep our eyes on them. I did receive word from our emergency management director today that there was some sort of a fuel spill up in Antioch Township over the weekend, and there may be some information on the news coming out about that. So that's something we'll keep our eyes on. That's basically my report.
Any questions for Joe? Thanks, Joe. Correspondence, you all have some Escador on their budget for 2023 to read at your leisure. Now we will open the floor to public comment.
Hello, Don Koschmeider, Cadillac, Michigan. I'm opposing, I know it's already passed, but early voting, mail-in ballots, it's ripe for fraud. We saw what happened in the 2020 presidential election when Donald Trump got his election ripped off from him, and John James for Senate right in the middle of the night. It happened again in 2022 with Tudor Dixon. She was way ahead, middle of the night. You know, it's a miracle. Gretchen Whitmer won. So proposal, I don't know if it was 1 or 2, but it passed. So it's law in Michigan, and that's the law. We have to change the law, you know, and make a new law. But right now, that's the law. So I'm just telling you, any of this early mail-in ballot drop boxes, it's horrible. There was a movie, 2,000 Mules, explained how they did it in 2020. I oppose all that, and you guys should do some research and oppose that too. One of the last county commission meetings, there was the clerk here submitted names for county canvassers. 3 Democrats and only 1 Republican was submitted. And I believe that was, I don't know if it was against the law, but it was an error or something. Our county chair was the person that submitted that, and she said she was sorry, but the only person that expressed interest at the last minute was a local attorney here. So, I mean, you know how local politics goes. But I think, I don't know if the law was broken, but I smell something dirty there. Thank you all for your service. I think you're all doing a great job, and I hope you watch InfoWars and don't listen to the fake news. Thank you.
Not seeing anybody else come forward, we'll close public comment, liaison reports.
Musta,
Attended CWTA yesterday, we're wrapping up the fiscal year, short on drivers, lots of OT and stuff like that, there's still getting people around the county.
Townsend,
library meeting in Buckley, the Buckley branch in the school there, Monday, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. If you don't know anything about the Buckley branch there, it's connected with the library, it does have an entrance from the outside. And so it's actually a small library, and they did a great job. Also, Network Northwest was yesterday. Council of Governance met from 2 to 3. That's the 10 commissioners in the 10 counties that Network Northwest represents. We found out that the CEO, Terry Vandercook, is resigning for personal reasons, and we'll be looking for a new CEO hopefully by January to replace Terry. Terry's done a great job in the year he's been the CEO. And it's a good organization, and we just need the right leadership to move it forward, so that's all.
Adams? Bush? Thiebold? Vaughn?
I attended the Wexford County Safe Schools meeting last week, Monday, and it was business as usual.
Potter?
No.
Taylor?
I attended the Council on Aging. They should have their budget to county finance by the end of this month. Board comments?
Townsend?
Since I'm just commenting, I'll comment on the meeting that I forgot, which was the airport meeting last Wednesday, and just letting everyone know how we were so thrilled with the wings and meals, and we're already planning for next year, and it's going to be even better, and the networking from the new manager, airport manager, with schools, with businesses, even with the county here in the city, is just going tremendously, and he's making a lot of inroads and getting more a lot of people, and I appreciate it.
Adams?
Just want to thank Elena for all her work on the huge project the election is going to be.
Thank you. Bush? Thiebold?
I would have to agree with Kathy. I know this is a huge undertaking that was kind of hoisted at you, and I know you're good at what you do, but there's only so much of you to go around. So I appreciate all the extra work that you're putting into this, and thanks for my new pen.
Vaughn?
None.
Potter?
This is not one of my townships, but I'm gonna try it again. Antioch Township.
There you go.
Good job.
That's all.
Musta?
Thanks, Brian.
None.
Board Chair?
Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor? Aye. Adjourned.
Did you guys catch Senator Johnson?